Hello guys, welcome to the bridge. And this live is particularly about Mirabai Chanu. 49 kg, for women's 49 kg category, Mirabai Chanu is representing in weightlifting. She is a Tokyo Olympics silver medalist in this category. And this time, sort of people expected her to replicate that feat, but Mirabai Chanu has finished fourth in this today as the event ends. A heartbreak for Mirabai Chanu at the event end. She was devastated after the last lift. She was not able to do 114 kg in clean and jerk. The disappointment and the grief was evident on Mirabai Chanu's face. Vijay sir was in disbelief, but it is what it is. But before we conclude how her performance has been, we will talk about the different segments that have match in which Mirabai Chanu has outperformed herself by lifting 88 in snatch.
I think at the beginning, lifting 88 in snatch made us believe that she's back, she's
Hmm.
fit.
Hmm.
Because doing her personal best in the Olympics in a category is sort of a great thing, and she was ready
Hmm.
and was right in the mix of things. And at the beginning, there was a conversation that always clean and jerk is a stronger
Hmm.
category, and if she lifts a certain weight and keeps her among the mix in snatch,
Yeah.
then she will be able to go and get the medal. But
Exactly.
unfortunately, she was not able to perform her best in a stronger category, which
Hmm.
was the clean and jerk,
Hmm.
where she failed her first attempt in 111 kgs,
Yeah.
and then later she also sort of couldn't hit the 114 kgs when it was required to sort of topple the Thai weightlifter and finished third in the bronze medal position.
Hmm.
So yeah, it is a bit of a disappointment, and you could definitely see that in her face as well. Yeah, uh, it's been 2024 for India has been a year of fourths, and we have another fourth in the list in the long list of athletes who have narrowly missed out on a bronze medal
Yeah.
or any medal in that case. So it has been a very hard Olympics to take. There was a big expectation around a lot of people, but
Hmm.
now with with it coming to a close, yeah, every time you miss a medal this closely, you're just adding salt and rubbing salt into that wound, and it's sort of hard to take.
Hmm.
But
But if we particularly talk about Mirabai's performance this time around, she started her lift with 85 kg category in snatch, 85 kg in snatch, which was a safe zone for her, and something that she replicated back in Tokyo as well. 85 kg snatch was her number to go when she won a silver medal in Tokyo. But an 88 kg category is something that, as a weightlifting audience in India, we have been waiting for so long to see Mirabai lift this number, and she finally did it because 88 kg in snatch is a personal best as well. And to even though she failed in the second attempt to lift 88, but in the third she was finally able to lift that number, giving hope that maybe Mirabai is back in form. And definitely, I'm not denying that she's not back in form, but it was clean and jerk where the things got exciting. It was we marched to the end event. Clean and jerk. Mirabai last time around in Tokyo, she lifted 117 kg, a big number, and 119 is her personal best. So we sort of expected her to replicate that particular performance if Mirabai would have lifted even around that number that she lifted back in Tokyo Olympics. She would have easily finished on the podium, but she started a clean and jerk with 111 kg, obviously a safe number for Mirabai. She failed to lift 117, 111 in the clean and jerk in the first attempt, but was successful in the second. In the third, because others were increasing their number, Mirabai instead of 112 went for 114. Not a safe number, but she was but when we see that she wanted to increase that number, we could expect that she was confident. But because it was a last attempt, it was the pressure of performing at the Paris Olympics. It was the pressure and a sort of a burden of last attempt in clean and jerk, the end event. I think that got best of her, and 114 was something that she was not able to lift, and eventually finishing fourth, just below the Thai weightlifter who had the total of 200 points, and Mirabai against her had 109, 199, just 1 point below that. I think in this note, the weightlifter had acted a little smart by lifting 112, but obviously she was able to lift 111 in her first attempt, so she had the liberty to take that decision. But Mirabai didn't.
Yes, I think the difference from what happened in Tokyo to what happened now is the competition in the field was much tighter right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
Back then she lifted 85 and nobody else came close to that. Maybe one or two came close to that, and then the Chinese obviously went on her own.
League.
Went on her own lead and lifted a much higher weight.
Yeah.
But this time, although she lifted 88, there was a Thai who was at 88, the Chinese was at 89, and the
Exactly.
Romanian
Yeah.
lifter
Yeah.
was
Hmm.
hit her personal best. She brought out her best for the final and hit a new personal best with a 93, and that sort of added some pressure on Mirabai. Although she lifted 88, she was still not at a very comfortable position going into her best category,
Hmm.
and that sort of added the pressure onto her because initially she had given a weight of 107 for the clean and jerk because I
Yeah.
think that would have been the strategy, that would have been the plan, that would have been what she would have trained for all this while
Hmm.
for the um, for the 49 kg weightlifting category, but then she had to push it to 111
Hmm.
because of how strong the Romanian lifter started off with, and also the Thai lifter started with 110, and the Chinese lifter also started with 110. So this was sort of um, a strategy change which Mirabai had to make, and that sort of didn't pay off very well, and she had a failed attempt in the very first of the 111 kg,
Yeah.
and that was the reason why she sort of fell into pressure, and then the Thai was also doing a new personal best, so was
Hmm.
the lifter from Romania, and both of them did their own personal best. So that sort of played against Mirabai's hand.
Yeah. And also, if we talk about the Chinese per se, right? How the we so basically she lifted 94 in snatch back in Tokyo Olympics and went on to win the gold with a total of 210 kg, 8 kg above Mirabai, who was standing on the silver podium. But this time around, it's interesting to see that she was not snatch, which is considered her comfort zone, her territory. This time around, she wasn't able to lift 93. Against that, she settled for 89 kg, quite close number, uh, if I must say, because she just created a world record of 96 7 kg this year in a World Cup in Phuket in Thailand that happened. A 97 kg is a huge number, which also sort of gave away the statement that she is in a good form. But as it was sort of obvious when she was lifting in the snatch that okay, something's wrong, and 89 is the number in the snatch which gives away that. But in a clean and jerk, 117, she went for in the final attempt, she went for the 117 number and was able to lift it. But I think the surprise element sort of was the Romanian here, who against the Chinese was able to lift not just 91 in snatch but 93 as well, which gave her the advantage because her clean and jerk was just 112, but the snatch of 93 kg gave her the upper hand and eventually helped her finish on the silver podium.
The Romanian clean and jerk was not up to the mark as she would have expected,
Yeah.
and she's still working on that.
Hmm.
You could see that, and she had lifted her personal best in both snatch and
Hmm.
clean and jerk
Hmm.
in the Olympic final, which is a big thing for her as well. But if she had had a slightly better clean and jerk, maybe she would have just gone and got the gold medal because the Chinese was not looking at her best today. She was
Yeah.
sort of having her own struggles
Hmm.
during the lift, and you could see that the Romanian lifted all six of her lifts today, and the Chinese didn't need to do that.
Hmm.
The Chinese couldn't lift two of her snatches; she could lift only one.
Hmm.
And same with the clean and jerk, she couldn't lift one of her clean and jerk, and
Hmm.
she did lift the other two. And the last lift was the important lift that sort of pushed her to the gold
Hmm.
medal.
Hmm.
So it was a close contest. The Romanian did push the Chinese to
Exactly.
her limits, and that was good to see.
Exactly. And now if we talk about the Thai weightlifter, okay, so this she's a first time Olympian. We have to talk about that because she came as a surprise element, absolutely negating India's chances to finish on the podium and stopping Mirabai from winning a consecutive medal at the Olympics. So kudos to the Thai weightlifter as well. But a sad and heartbreaking fourth finish for Mirabai Chanu. Something that we did not expect, but we only have so much to control. Even Mirabai, it was obvious that Mirabai came prepared with the because she did deliver the 88 kg snatch, but the the attempt, the pressure and the burden of the final attempt in clean and jerk eventually got her, and that's it. That they ended her campaign on the fourth place finish. A sad end, definitely, but it's good that Mirabai has recovered because she was just coming back from an injury. She just recovered a couple of months back. So going on to perform at the Olympics after coming back from an injury itself is a big task. But kudos to her to go and represent India and eventually finishing fourth. And she did not go without a fight. She did stage a good fight.
Yes, that was definitely good to see that she was back and she was not holding any of her injuries with her, and that might have been also a reason that it seems a little more heartbreaking than it was because she was ready. She did show some
Yeah.
of her best, but she couldn't just could do it under pressure when
Hmm.
the others were also doing their personal best.
Yeah. And on that note, we have one more event to talk about is uh, uh, Avinash Sable's event in 3000 meter steeplechase final. When he qualified for the final, he became the second Indian to qualify for the finals in 3000 meter steeplechase and the first man to qualify in that particular event. And we sort of expected him. There was a lot of expectations, and Avinash has eventually finished 11th out of the 15, and the last one did not finish. So Avinash Sable has finished in 3000 meters steeplechase with 8 minutes and 14 seconds. But he was leading the pack when the match started, when the race started, right?
Yes, that seems to be the new strategy is trying to work out. And I
Hmm.
think reaching the final and participating in the final itself is a
Yeah.
massive achievement for him. And he
Hmm.
has been performing really well in the
Hmm.
Paris Diamond League. He hit his new personal best
Yeah.
and a new national record.
Hmm.
So I think his new strategy would have been working around trying to take the lead early on because
Yeah.
you have a very tough pack coming with you. There are three Kenyans, three Ethiopians, two Moroccans,
Hmm.
and that is obviously difficult to tackle, right? And he did try his best, try to hold the lead, but then
Hmm.
the others proved too good for him, and then eventually he started getting behind the pack.
Hmm.
Another personal best would have been a little bit sweeter, but
Hmm.
I think as and when you go behind, you have a lot of runners around you, so it's not
Hmm.
very easy to push yourself ahead and try to get that.
Yeah.
But it was good to see, and it is a very difficult race to run, and I think he has done proud in participating and competing in such a high level. Needed a big surprise for him to end up in the podium because of the pedigree of the racers over there. So
Hmm.
Sufyan El Bakali has retained his
Yeah.
crown. He was the gold
Reign
medalist in
supreme.
Tokyo, and he's retained his crown. The guy from Morocco, brilliant run from him. There was actually an American who finished second, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a little surprising
Kenneth Roops.
because it's not a strong event for the Americans. And then the Kenyan did finish third. I
Yeah.
think Kenyan podium. I think it's back after. I think last year they were not in the podium. Not sure about that, but they have been in the podium for the past. So the Kenyan is sort of back there, and obviously in the mix. So yeah, I think it is a good experience for Avinash Sable. He's done the country really proud and by competing in that final.
Yeah, exactly. And this final is going to give him a lot of confidence because um, qualifying for the finals in 3000 meters steeplechase was already a historic moment for Avinash Sable, and then going on to participate in that finals where athletes like Bakali participate. You know, you just share the same track with athletes as legendary as Bakali. And in this particular race as well, Bakali has been supreme. So, and Avinash Sable, India's Avinash Sable finishes 11th in the finals of 3000 meters steeple chase at the Paris Olympics. And yeah, there's that. Quite a heartbreaking end for Mirabai. There have been a lot of heartbreaks for India today, but we hope that tomorrow will be better. And please do not forget to click on like, share, and subscribe. It's all about bridging the gap between the Indian sports and the Indian athletes and the Indian audiences. See you next time. Good night.
Good night.